Vision Australia.
Blindness,
low vision,
Opportunity.
So Karen, this is something that I'm really excited about talking about with you as a topic, and that's how we can be promoting opportunities for children and young people to have experiences of work.
Parents are in the perfect position to set the stage for young people to believe in themselves, to believe that they will grow up, that they can grow up to be workers, to contribute to the larger society. And I promise you, it starts at home. It starts with what you as a parent believe and what you value. And if you value work and making a contribution, you will convey that to your child in the same way that you would convey it to your sighted kids. That your expectation is that they can contribute and that they will contribute to the family and in the community. And I think, to be very honest with you, as parents, you're really the first boss, because you're the one who's going to say, I expect you to pick up your toys, I expect you to pick up your clothes, I expect you to put your clothes away, I expect you to do the things that everybody else in this family does to help each other. As a parent, I'm going to be giving you chores in ever-increasing numbers and ever-increasing levels of responsibility. That's how children learn to work. They learn at home because their parents expect them to contribute to the family, contribute to the home life. But I share with you this one tip that I have found to be very, very helpful. Have something like a job jar in your house. A jar, just a big open jar where you put in slips of paper that have written on them and brailled on them the various and sundry chores that you're going to ask the children in your family to help you with, and then have the kids reach in and take out on a daily basis or a weekly basis the chore that they're going to be responsible for.
Can you give us some of your thoughts around why volunteering is really key for kids and young people to be doing, and how parents can be supporting that?
Volunteering is more than just good or fun or an interesting thing to do, but I think it's pretty critical in terms of the life process, because there's this weird phenomenon that happens with people with disabilities, where people who are, quote unquote, temporarily able-bodied, they assume, many of them, that they're going to have to do things for your child all day, every day. Give way in the queue, give way on the footpath, pay attention to your child in a way that they wouldn't expect that of other kids with sight. They're going to let them go to the front of the line. They're going to give them things. They're going to have to ask for help, and people are going to want to help them. The problem is people aren't going to expect them to help back. And I think what we have to do, those of us who really care about these kids, you love these kids. You want to see them be respected and acknowledged by other people positively. The way you make that happen is to encourage them to give back, not just to take and take and take, but to give back. We lay that message down, I think. If I give you something, eventually I expect to take something back. I think about some of these young people and their ability with technology. And I often will hear older people say, oh, give me a kid who can teach me how to do this. Why not encourage your kids to do that? You need the opportunity to work. And your kids need these volunteer experiences both to give back, that's that reciprocity, the give and take of life, but your kids are disabled kids. They need these opportunities to do volunteer work for another reason, which is that the average sighted person, that would be almost all of the employers out there, have no earthly idea what blind and low vision people can do, what they can really do to contribute to work in society. If they volunteer, they then have a reference for the future. It doesn't matter where, but if you volunteer, people will observe you in that volunteer experience, helping other people, doing things, and then they can speak to your ability to work, to do things for other people, and that gives an employer evidence that you can actually do the thing that you say you can do.
So Karen, clearly volunteering has a benefit. Is one enough? Like just having one volunteering experience?
No, Nat, I would say one is not enough, because the research shows us very clearly that for young people who are blind or have low vision, the more work experiences that they have while they are in high school, the more likely they are to go on as adults and have jobs, successfully secure jobs in the future. I would encourage you to start your little ones, 10, 11, 12 years old, with volunteer work experiences. 13, 14, maybe ratchet it up a notch and see if there are some easy, casual jobs that they can do in the neighborhood for just a minimal amount of money. Walking the dog, taking care of the cat, washing the car, waxing the car. Let your kids do that. Encourage your kids to do that, because then when they're 15, 16 and ready to actually go try to get a job, a paid job, for example, maybe on a Saturday, or a paid job that they're going to do over the Christmas holidays, that they can vie with those other sighted kids for those jobs that are going to pay them a little bit more, be a little bit more formal in structure, have a beginning, have an end, so that when they're 17, 18 years old, they're ready to try to get a part-time job maybe every weekend or every holiday, school holiday. They need to worry about getting experience. It's not even about the money. I'm happy for them to earn some money, but it's not about the money. It's about experiences.
What are some ideas that you have for parents as far as how they can educate their child about what jobs they could be doing?
You know, I think the most important thing really is the lack of awareness about what's really going on out there in the world if you can't see well or can't see at all. And I think we have to keep that in mind always when we're talking about children who are blind or visually impaired. As parents, you're going to talk and talk and talk. You're going to need to describe where you are, where you're going, what you see, and you may want to actually give yourself and your child some very specific opportunities to learn. And you can take a child to the shopping mall, park on a bench, and watch the workers come by and spend a set amount of time, half an hour, just keeping notes on who you see as the parent and how you know what they do. People wearing uniforms because they work at certain stores or work in certain restaurants or carrying certain tools or pushing certain kinds of carts. People that you see watering the plants at the shopping mall. People that you see with guard uniforms on, so you know it's security. And the kids don't see that. You see all those different people, and you know what they do, and you know where they're doing it based on where you're sitting and what you see. Share that with your kids and ask your kids, make it an adventure. You can do the let's spot workers at the store and let's figure out where they are working and what you think they're doing. That kind of exposure is what blind and low vision children need to know. They need to know what's going on out there. They need to know what we sighted people are gathering about the world of work incidentally, casually, through observation. Now, when I hear someone say, I just want a job, I shudder, because there's no job called job. And so for young people who are blind or have low vision, the critical piece is that they, A, need to know what's out there, what the jobs are, what jobs they might be interested in doing because they have interest and skill in that area, and then how they would convince an employer that they have those interests and they have those skills to get the job. As I'm talking about this whole business of being aware of what jobs are out there and how you match up to or don't match up to those jobs you're interested in but would like to match up, you need to know more than just the name of the job. You need to know those tasks. You need to know the qualifications. You need to know what tools they're using and how they're using those tools. Once you have decided that you want to go to work, you need to capitalize on your parents, your families, and your own personal network. Those people that you know and that your parents know and your siblings know and your grandparents know and your aunties and uncles and everyone else, that extended, who do you know in your family that is doing that job or a job like that, so that you can use that information to find entree into work.
Vision Australia.
Blindness,
Low vision.
Opportunity.